I just don't think a lot of people talk about the appreciation in homes and how much they go up, especially like in a time during COVID.
Right.
That is huge. Like if you think about a $500,000 house, it is appreciating at, gosh, even like what was it in Utah last year? 4 or 5%?
Yeah, roughly. I think the average for, I think Utah County specifically was between 4 and 5%.
Okay. So let's even go 4. Let's go low. Your average house, a $500,000 house, that went up 20 grand in value and you didn't have to do anything for it at all. And that just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I think people get fixated on that monthly payment a lot, but there's so many other places where there's wealth building, tax savings, property values going up. There's other places that you see some wealth.
Yeah. The way that I put it is I call that your taking out the trash money. So like you're living in the house and you just take out the trash, you do the dishes, you know, you're living in the house and you're getting this extra bonus stuff that comes in.
Totally.
The other thing that I would even challenge that is I tell people it's okay to be negative cash flow. And I get a lot of flack for that, but think of it like an investor. You have multiple forms of money that you can collect from a rental property: tax deductions, appreciation, principal pay down. And what I mean by principal pay down is if you are negatively cash flowing on the property, even from your very first payment on the amortization schedule, you're paying a pretty decent chunk. At least a sixth of your payment is like towards principal balance alone. So on a $3,000 mortgage, you're paying about $500 roughly of just principal. So if you think of that as like a 401k, all you're doing is you're putting that principal balance and it's back into like a 4 savings account, which is the house. Mm-hmm. That's not interest. Like you're not paying interest. That's not negative cash flow. That's not cash you're never going to see again. That's paying down your principal. It's adding to your equity value. It's, I mean, most people get so fixated on like cash flow that they forget about everything else. But even if you're negative cash flow by even a few $100, I still see it as a total win.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people don't think the way you do. And a lot of people but we've been in the industry long enough that we see the value. So first, what would your number one tip be to someone who wants to house hack for the first time?
Buy as fast as you can. I think there's analysis paralysis with a lot of people, and everybody's worried about the market and what's going to happen with the market and what's going to happen with prices and can I find a renter? And there's valid fears, but as a whole, there's very few people I've ever met that have ever regretted buying. Like we mentioned, as house prices are going up, if a $500,000 house is $520,000 next year, that's almost $200 more in a monthly payment by waiting a year. For me, it's buy and get in while you can, because I just don't think house prices are coming down. It is, even if you have no down payment, there's ways to buy with no down payment. Like I just had a guy that we refinanced. He bought zero money down 4 or 5 years ago, and he had $200,000 in equity in his house. I'm like, had he waited those 4 or 5 years, he'd still be in the same spot renting, but he's in a way better spot. I think it's just get in while you can and buy. Let some experts help you out and walk you through the process, and like lean on them for that support. But gosh, buy, because it will not get easier.
So to kind of wrap it up, there's no such thing as a perfect market. Just get in, play the game. The rules are already there. You know, people have been doing it for literally hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Just keep getting in there and doing the work. Tayler, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming by and sharing your wealth of knowledge for us.